Hello everyone, it's Dan here, and I got my JLPT results. I'm a little late because I got them like a week ago, but in any case, I failed again. I got 83 out of 180, so far I've failed all three of my attempts at JLPT. In 2017, I got 87 for N3. You need 95 to pass N3. To pass N2, you need 90, and in July of last year, I got 72. And in December I got 83. So yet again I have failed, but I'm not really that disappointed because the only thing that I really prepared for the exam were the kanji. But even then I wasn't exclusively learning JLPT N2 kanji. I was just looking at the list to see how I'm doing and to maybe see if there are any useful kanji from that list that I should learn. But I wouldn't learn a kanji just for the JLPT exam. So you could pretty much say that I did not prepare at all for any of the JLPT exams. I am obviously going to take the N2 exam again this year in July, and obviously it's going to be a pass because it's only a 7-point difference. But yeah, still a little bit disappointed. I was hoping that maybe 3 years would be enough, but no. It turns out that if you want to pass an exam, you need to prepare for that exam, and just knowing the language is not enough. In an ideal world, of course, this would work. If you spoke a language, the exam would show how well you speak the language, not how well you prepared for the exam. But yeah, we don't live in an ideal world. So I ended up getting 35 for vocabulary and grammar, 10 for reading, and 38 for listening. I'm really surprised with the 38 for listening because I thought that the listening one was my weakest point. Once I saw these results, I quickly realized my mistake, which was that when I did the writing part, which is the vocab and grammar section, and the reading section, I did not realize that you're supposed to dedicate half of the time of the writing part to each of the sections. What I did was I first wrote the vocabulary and grammar section completely, well, at least to the best of my abilities, and then moved on to the reading section. And in the end, I was short on time and I had to answer 13 of the questions from the reading part randomly because I just didn't have time. So I ended up getting 10 out of 60 for that section. And to pass, you also need to get a minimum of 19 for each of the sections. So it's not even that I was 7 points short, I was 9 points short. Well, anyways, it was a nice experience. I'm gonna pass the exam later this year. I'm not even going to be worried that time, but it's still a little bit frustrating. But what can you do? You don't prepare for the exam, you don't pass it. Although I do have to say that I still stand by my position of not preparing for these language exams and just going in with my own knowledge and seeing if I can pass. Another thing that I wanted to talk about in this video is books. I finally started reading books. Just as a disclaimer, this is not all of the books that I've read. I have read this book, Fluent Japanese from Anime and Manga. Can't really recommend it. It doesn't really do a good job of teaching you how to become fluent in Japanese from anime and manga. I did learn a couple things from it, but I do not recommend that book. And another book that I've read was Mastery by Robert Greene, which I don't have here because I gave it to a friend to read. But I think that is now my favorite book that I've ever read. And then all of this is the books that I am planning to read, and I have a couple more coming. I got The Old Man and the Sea by Hemingway. I got The Immersion Method by Eric Bodnar. This is the same guy that wrote that other book. Hopefully this one is not going to be as poorly written. He's also a YouTuber, by the way. He has a channel that is called like Japanese from Anime and Manga or something like that. And then right now I'm reading this book, Japan, A Short History, because I kind of procrastinated in my history classes, so hopefully I can catch up a bit with this book. I got something a bit more philosophical, Friedrich Nietzsche, Thus Spoke Zarathustra. Hopefully this will be an interesting one. Got A Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. And this one, I'm pretty excited about this one, Fluent Forever by Gabriel Weiner. I've seen the cover of this book plenty of times, but never really looked into it. So hopefully this is going to be a good book too. I also have a book by Daniel Everett coming in the mail, which I'm also very excited for. It also has to do with languages. And there are plenty other books that I want to read this year. I set a goal for myself to read 12 books, so that is one book every month. And so far I've read 2. I know it's not really a big goal, but considering that when I tried to compile a list of all of the books that I've ever read, I was only able to come up with 5. For me, that is going to be a good amount, I think. And if I end up reading 12, then I'll probably just keep reading more. I realize that I'm very old to get into book reading. Like I should have read books since I was at least like 15 or so, but I was very lazy when I was in school. So hopefully I can catch up now. Hopefully this video was not too boring, but in any case, that's about it for today, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.